Hello and welcome back to Grumpy's Kitchen and Provisions. I'm Grumpy again. So today we're going to make Grumpy's favorite meatloaf. It's one of Grumpy's kind of classic. You can see that recipe has been used for a long time, good and stained. It's been around. Let me tell you what we're going to put in it so far. 2¼ pounds of ground beef, 1 3/4 cups of breadcrumbs, just under a half a cup of ketchup. It's a little more than 1/3 of a cup. This is about 3 tablespoons of chopped garlic. You could do more, you could do less. That's about 3. This is about 5 or 6 tablespoons of fresh chopped parsley, a large half a cup of shredded Parmesan cheese, or you could use the grated. You could do your own, whatever. It's your deal. And then 3 eggs, and then of course Lee & Perrins Worcestershire, and obviously Grumpy's go-to. That's the only seasoning you need in this. We're going to start with our eggs. So you should always crack your eggs in a container to make sure that they're looking good. There's no funky anything bad in there. So there's 1. Looks good. 2. And plus, if you get any shell, you can take it out before it goes right in. All right. 3 eggs. And then I'm going to go in with, I'm going to start with 1 tablespoon of Grumpy's go-to. Has all your salts, your peppers, your granulated garlic, and paprika. So let's start with that. Now I'm going to go in with my ketchup. Let's go in with the garlic. Good to the last drop. Parmesan in. Parsley in. Okay. So now I have my gloves. You don't have to use gloves if you don't want. If you had clean hands, I have an injury, so I have to use some gloves. The one key to meatloaf, you don't want to overwork it. So I'm going to kind of mix this through till it's all moistened before I start adding my breadcrumbs. But again, you don't want to overwork it. It'll make it tough. Okay? So we're just going to work our wet ingredients through. Let's have a look. You can see everything's kind of mixed up, but not overworked. So now I'm going to go ahead and throw my breadcrumbs in. That's 1 3/4 cup. And I used a combination of seasoned and panko, but that's just because it's what I had in Grumpy's kitchen. I ran out of seasoned, so I added some panko. But whatever you have. And I just try to do this because that should be the same thing in your kitchen. If you run out of something or don't have it, don't worry about it. Don't get too squirrely. Just improvise. The last thing, before I go any farther here, is I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 splashes of Lee & Perrins Worcestershire sauce. If you don't have Lee & Perrins, that's sad because it is the best Worcestershire sauce, period. But if you have something else, that's fine. But I will tell you there is a 100% difference in other Worcestershire sauce versus Lee & Perrins. Let's have a look in there. So you can see the breadcrumb is mixed through. You might see a little patch here or there, but that's fine. You don't want to overwork your meatloaf. It'll be tough. Let's get our baking dish. Whatever baking dish you want. So I'm going to give it a spray with whatever kind of nonstick spray you want. Everybody has their choices. So now I'm going to go in. I'm going to form this actually into a loaf. So I'm going to kind of squeeze it together. Let's move this out. Okay, so squeeze from the side and then squeeze from the end. Then you're going to start kind of patting it down. Squeeze it from the end. You don't want big air bubbles in the middle, air pockets. So the biggest thing is that we have it kind of squeezed together and pressed down. Squeeze it, press the ends, and then pat it down. So this is getting all the air out of it. Okay, so there's the first step. Now I'm going to show you what separates Grumpy's from the rest. And it's just like the banana bread. It's something a little different that kind of sets it apart. So I'm going to go, let's say, maybe a quarter of a cup of ketchup, 1 scoop of brown sugar, and now about 1, 2, 3 shakes of Worcestershire sauce. We're going to go maybe a quarter teaspoon of Grumpy's Go-To. We're going to mix all this up. Now we're just going to glaze our meatloaf. So you could do, if you don't want to do this, you could just put your ketchup on or nothing. But this is kind of a sweet and savory sauce with the Worcestershire and the Grumpy's. It kind of gives it some a great flavor. Obviously, you have the sweetness from the ketchup, the sweetness from the brown sugar, and then the Worcestershire and Go-To. So it kind of drips over the edge a little bit. And when this bakes, it's going to kind of glaze on top, and it is going to be delicious. If you made a mess, make sure you wipe your edges. So if you got any ketchup on the edge, if you don't wipe it, it's going to burn on. And I'll probably put a splash of water in here before I bake it also. That'll keep it moist. Then you would throw this in your preheated oven, 375 degrees, and then we'll show you just how long it takes. All right, so Grumpy's favorite meatloaf.